Since the early days of the grammar translation method, researchers and teachers have been seeking the answer to the question, what works best in the classroom? This has led to the development of a myriad of new approaches and methods, each one designed to expose students to the most relevant language skills. However, language teaching has not evolved in a straight line, with teachers shifting theoretical approaches and discarding old instructional techniques upon the advent of every new method. Rather, teachers and institutions tend to favor the method or approach that best works for them, or they teach according to a hybrid model based on their students' needs. An English teacher cannot simply step into another instructor's classroom and take over the instruction seamlessly if he or she does not have experience in implementing the same approach. Each type of English language teaching demands its own particular set of skills, none more so than English for Specific Purposes, or ESP. The fact that ESP is designed for a very specific purpose, preparing learners for success in a particular occupation or for a particular area of study, immediately places an additional onus on the English teacher. Instead of now focusing on general grammar, vocabulary, and writing, the teacher must be familiar with an entirely different discipline. Gatehouse points out the absolute characteristics of ESP as developed by Dudley Evans and St. John in her article, Key Issues in ESP Curriculum Development. The first characteristic is that ESP is designed to meet the specific needs of the learner. There is no great skill shift required here, as most modern English teachers keep this in mind as they teach. The second characteristic is that ESP makes use of the underlying methodology and activities of the discipline it serves. The English teacher must understand the types of activities typically associated with the discipline served by the course, be they labs for science students or mock patient interviews for healthcare workers. The third characteristic dictates that ESP is centered on the language, skills, discourse, and genres appropriate to those activities, meaning that the ESP teacher needs to have more than a surface-level understanding of those activities and of that discipline. Gatehouse also references Carter's assertion that an ESP course must be characterized by authentic material. The ESP English teacher must therefore be current in relevant literature, standard procedures, and accepted beliefs of the disciplines supported by the ESP course. It would therefore be extremely difficult for an English teacher to teach an ESP course if they did not have a solid foundational understanding of the discipline being supported by that course. Teachers cannot be jacks of all trades, especially given the limited time and resources available to them. Ideally, the course could be co-taught by an English teacher and a content specialist in order to best meet the needs of the learners. Thanks so much!